Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. On behalf of the entire Warhawk athletic family, welcome to the 59th Annual University of Wisconsin-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame banquet. It's a who's who tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you and our honored guests tonight, that's for sure. My name is Mark Moss. I have the honor and the privilege of being your master of ceremonies for this evening's festivities. And now, let's welcome our guests of honor. From Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, Pat Miller, accompanied by his wife, Kirsten Miller. Pat was the men's basketball coach from 2001 through 2023. Pat Miller, originally from Beloit, Wisconsin, currently residing in Greenfield, Wisconsin, Amy Gail Sweeney. Amy is accompanied by her father, David Gale. Amy was a member of the softball team from 2006 through 2009. Amy Gail Sweeney. Originally from Wadsworth, Illinois, currently residing in Edgar, Wisconsin, Suzanne Gersick Huss. Suzanne is accompanied by her father, Guy Gersick. Suzanne was a member of the softball team from 2006 through 2009. Suzanne Gersick Huss. From Beloit, Wisconsin, currently residing in Livingston, Alabama, Tiffany Morton. Tiffany is accompanied by her father, Anthony Brown, her sister, Nikki Morton, and her son, Michael McDaniel. Tiffany was a member of the basketball team from 2007 through 2009. Tiffany Morton. From Franksville, Wisconsin, currently residing in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, Beth Praber. Beth is accompanied by her father, Bud Praber. Beth was a member of the track and field team from 2002 through 2005. Beth Praber. From Cambridge, Wisconsin, currently residing in Whitewater, Wisconsin, in my neighborhood, Jace Rindall. Accompanied by his wife, Caroline Rindall. Chase was a member of the football team from 2005 through 2008. Chase Rindall. From Davenport, Iowa, currently residing in Iowa City, Iowa, Jeff Shebler. Jeff is accompanied by his wife, Stacy Shebler. Jeff was a member of the football team from 2006 through 2009. Jeff Shebler. Originally from Watertown, Wisconsin, currently residing in Heartland, Wisconsin, Cassie UTEC Schrader. Cassie is accompanied by her husband, Josh Schrader. Cassie was a member of the volleyball team from 2003 through 2005. Cassie UTEC Schrader. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, currently residing in Paradise Valley, Arizona, Ricky Spicer. Ricky is accompanied by his son, Ricky Spicer Jr., his granddaughter, Aaliyah Spicer, and his grandson, Travis Spicer. Ricky was a member of the basketball team from 1987 through 1990. Ricky Spicer. From Flint, Michigan, currently residing in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, Bobby Stone. Accompanied by his companion, Michelle Smith Kirkland. Bob was a member of the basketball team from 1971 through 1974. Bob Stone. From Ocado Falls, Wisconsin, currently residing in Spring Green, Wisconsin, Bob Wickman. Bob's accompanied by his brother, Bill Wickman. Bob was a member of the baseball team from 1988 through 1990. Bob Wickman. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, Dr. Corey King, to welcome you to tonight's banquet. Dr. King.
Good evening and welcome. It is my honor to have all of you here as the 18th Chancellor of this great institution, and to see many of you alum back at a place that you find and have called your home. Our vision at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater is to be a national and international leader in providing transformational and empowering educational experiences. This vision has been alive for many years, but most recently was reimagined and reinformed through an incredible acknowledgement by the Wall Street Journal as UW-Whitewater being the #1 in student experience in Wisconsin. Today, all of our Hall of Fame recipients are clearly in a space where they exemplify the vision of this great institution. All of you inductees have in your own space and in your own right achieved success and we are grateful as an institution to have been a part of your experience. I ask you today to allow us in this room to acknowledge your incredible work and accomplishments. I have found in being here at Whitewater that we are a humbled institution. People who are doing great things, who often are humbled by their experience. I ask you today that you, while being humbled, allow us to celebrate your accomplishments and to celebrate who you are and what you have become. We see you and we believe in you. Allow us today for just a moment to celebrate your greatness. We join with your family and your friends in recognizing all that you have done. And today, as Chancellor, among the many people in this room, we say thank you, we love you, and we see you. Go Warhawks.
Thank you, Chancellor King. At this time, please join me in welcoming Jim Stoppenbach, UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame board member, for a moment of reflection before we enjoy dinner. Jim?
Thank you, Mark. Please join me in a moment of prayer. Faithful and loving God, we thank you for the opportunity to gather this evening to honor our 2024 inductees to the UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame. We celebrate the gifts, abilities, and talents that you have bestowed upon each of them and their willingness to share these gifts. We also give thanks for those who have supported their journeys, their family, their friends, coaches, teachers, mentors, and their communities. Help us all to discover our own personal gifts and talents. And may we also find ways to give of ourselves for the service of others. Please remember those we have lost who cannot be with us tonight. Keep their loved ones in your prayers. Be with us now during this time of fellowship. Bless this food as nourishment for mind, body, and soul. May your Spirit be with us as we celebrate those who have achieved so much through your amazing gifts. And may you guide us all safely home at the end of this very special day. With joy and thanksgiving, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jim. I want to give a special shout out and thanks to John Turner and his staff from Chartwell's, UW Food Service, delicious buffet tonight, and thank you so much for all of your work. You made it happen. Thank you. And now at this time, we'd like to welcome some very special guests who joined us this evening. Sitting back towards the middle, former UW-Whitewater Chancellor, Dr. Richard Telfer. And of course, UW-Whitewater Chancellor, Dr. Corey King. Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, Ryan Callahan. UW-Whitewater Athletics Hall of Fame Chair of Board of Directors, Gary Harms. And his wife and Hall of Fame board member, Judy Harms. And how about UW-Whitewater Athletics Hall of Fame Nominating Committee Chair, Bob Berezowitz. And now I'd like to invite Ryan Callahan to come on up to the podium, please, to present the Distinguished Service Award. Ryan.
Thank you, Coach Moss. First, I would like to congratulate this year's inductees. Tonight is a special occasion, and all of you should be extremely proud of your accomplishments in and out of competition. Whitewater has a rich tradition of athletic excellence, and you all are some of the best. At this time, will Wade Fletcher please come to the podium to accept the Distinguished Service Award on behalf of Ray Jacobsen. Ray established his long-term relationship with UW-Whitewater in 1971 as a student-athlete participating in the Warhawk football and wrestling programs. He earned his degree in education in 1976, and after a year of graduate studies, he accepted a teaching and coaching position at Brookfield East High School. In 1980, he embarked on a successful career in business and reached a milestone in 1989 as president and CEO of EBI Companies. In 1997, Jacobsen received the Distinguished Alumni Award from the university. He has served as a board member on UW-Whitewater Foundation, Inc. through numerous terms dating back to the 1990s. Jacobsen has maintained his ties with UW-Whitewater, especially within wrestling, his former coach Willie Myers, and his teammates. In collaboration with his teammate and lifelong friend, Wade Fletcher, they spearheaded the procurement of the wrestling room in 1997, followed by naming of the Willie Myers Family Wrestling Room in 2005. In December of 2021, Jacobsen was honored as the commencement speaker at UW-Whitewater's graduation ceremony. Ray passed away unexpectedly on October 10th, 2024. Please help me congratulate Distinguished Service Award recipient Ray Jacobsen and welcome Wade Fletcher to speak on his behalf.
It's an honor for me to be up here tonight on Ray's behalf. Truly a great man and a great friend. Chancellor King mentioned earlier tonight about us as athletes and Warhawks coming home. This truly was home for Ray. In the spring of 1971, legendary Warhawk wrestling coach Willie Myers went to Fort Atkinson and recruited Ray. Ray will tell you that saved his life. Coming to Whitewater with purpose and direction, and guided all the way through that with Coach Myers. Ray was always appreciative of the education he received here and his degree, but he would be quick to tell you that the biggest and best education he got came in the walls of that makeshift wrestling room that we had back in the day, from Coach Myers and his teammates. As he went on through life, he used the things he learned to guide him and to drive him to success. Ray was never satisfied. There's always more. You can always do better. Good enough doesn't get it with Ray. There was always more. The hardest working guy you'd see. He wanted to come back and give back to Whitewater, which he did through his service on the foundation, multiple terms, and was actually going back on the board again next year in 2025. But as Ryan mentioned earlier, his most favorable, or what he was most proud of, was his accomplishment with that wrestling room. He worked hard to make sure that the wrestlers had a dedicated space, and was even more pleased to name it after Coach Myers, who he gives credit for most everything he ever did. Inside of that wrestling room, there's a plaque on the wall with Ray's name, and it says, I believe forever a Warhawk. Well, tonight with this award, Ray will obviously be honored on the walls of Williams Center forever as the great Warhawk that he is. I'll close by saying Ray told me numerous times how honored he was to be part of this induction class in 2024. So from Ray through me, congratulations to the 2024 class. Thank you.
Thank you, Wade. We will now individually induct the Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024. Chancellor King will join me up here. He'll be giving the recipients their plaque and their watch following their induction. Pat Miller, please come to the podium. Pat led the men's basketball program from 2001 to 2023, a span of 22 seasons, compiling a career record of 434 and 167. Miller's win percentage of 72.2 ranks among the top 15 in NCAA Division III basketball history. Leading the Warhawks to 20 or more wins in 4 of his first 5 seasons. Miller hit the 100-win mark during the 2005-2006 campaign, reaching the milestone faster than anyone in WIAC history. In 2015 and 16, Miller reached the 300-win milestone, becoming the fastest to hit the mark among active coaches in Division III. Pat led the Warhawks to the NCAA Division III national title in 2012 and 2014, earning National Coach of the Year honors both seasons. He led the team back to the Final Four in his final season at the helm. Over the course of his career, Pat led the Warhawks to 6 Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference titles, 5 WIAC tournament championships, 10 NCAA Division III tournament appearances, 3 trips to the Final Four, and 2 national championships. He coached 1 National Player of the Year, 5 Conference Players of the Year, a WIAC Newcomer of the Year, and 2 Max Sparger Scholar Athletes, while guiding players to over 65 all-conference honors. Miller is a 4-time WIAC Coach of the Year. He's a 3-time Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Association Division III Coach of the Year, a 2-time D3 Hoops National Coach of the Year, a 2-time National Association of Basketball Coaches Division III Coach of the Year. Did you drive the bus too? No, I'm going to finish this. I'm sorry, Pat. Shelby North American Division III News Coach of the Year and a CollegeInsider.com Glenn Robinson Award finalist. He was inducted into the Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2019 and the Janesville Sports Hall of Fame in 2024. Prior to his tenure as head coach, Pat served as an assistant under Dave Vandermeulen. As a player for the Warhawks, Pat led the team to a national title in 1989. He was inducted into the UW-Whitewater Hall of Fame as an athlete in 2006. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Pat Miller.
Thank you very much. Some of those things I just learned, I didn't realize I had won some of those things. That's nice. First and foremost, I want to thank Gary and the Hall of Fame committee. I know for sure the amount of work they do and effort they put in to make this day what it is. I want to thank all the other inductees. It's great being in a class of so many outstanding people, and the accomplishments you have is really amazing. I want to give special shout out to the basketball guys, Bob Stone. I can't speak too much for Bob's game because I was 4 when he was playing at Whitewater, so I didn't see him. But I want to give a special shout out to Rick Spicer, who I played with, who would certainly take issue with me leading the team to the national championship in 1989, as he should. But I think in Whitewater basketball history, there's the elite of the elite. And trust me, we've had a lot of great players, and he's certainly in that category of the elite of the elite. So congratulations to Rick. I want to thank my family, my parents, who unfortunately are no longer with us. They loved everything Whitewater. They loved all the teams. They love all the people they met here, all the social opportunities, and they would be very proud of this night. My wife Kirsten and my daughter Laurel are here. I want to thank them as well as my son Ben, because obviously being the family of a coach is often challenging. I think it's fair to say being married to me would be probably challenging in and of itself. And then just some general thank yous. I mean, I've been here 34 years. We get 3 minutes to speak. It's less than a minute per decade. So I can't thank everyone personally, but there's some people I definitely want to thank. All my assistant coaches. Coach Wicks is here. I had great assistants over the years. All the volunteer assistants, the student assistants, the managers were great. Our athletic training staff, Steve Hilmer is not here, but his level of commitment and what he did for our program was amazing. All my coworkers, Whitewater was an amazing place to be. It was like a coaching clinic day in and day out, whether it was the early years with Brezowitz, Vandermeulen, Jim Miller, and then Kerry, Lance, all these people who are extraordinary in their own right. All the administrative support we had was amazing, both at the athletic department level and the university level. Dr. Telfer is here. He is truly one of the great chancellors we had for athletics in his support of what we were doing. And then I want to give a really special shout out to our tip-off club. Coach Vandermeulen started that when he came, and without their years of support, both financially, being there, there's no chance our program accomplished what it would have. So those people, they all know who they are. They were amazing. They allowed us to have a program that we would not have been able to have without their support. Obviously, the biggest reason we were successful is the players. We were very fortunate at Whitewater. When I was a young coach, my high school coach told me if you don't have good players, the best chance you have is to have an organized team that's no good. So obviously, the players are the key to the level of success that we had. And then finally, I want to recognize Coach Vandermeulen. He has been such an influential part of my career. He brought me in as a player. I love playing for him. I came back as his assistant coach, and he took the time, which I'll always appreciate, to teach me how to be a head coach. And a lot of the things I didn't like doing, but he made me do them, and they were very helpful. And as the guys I played with will remember, one of the things he used to do from the sideline is he'd yell at us to, quote unquote, there was always a word before I won't say, but tell us, quote unquote, to figure it out, okay, which as a player wasn't an overly productive directive. But as I went on, it's what he did. He figured it out. So regardless of what our situation was, what our resources were, we figured out ways to win. And two things I'm very proud of as I stand here is for 46 years, we had 2 head coaches. Combined, we won over 70% of our games, 4 national championships, and that's an incredible legacy to be part of. So I thank you for everything you did for me. You're the architect of this program and why it's had national prominence for almost 50 years. And finally, the other thing that I love being part of is the trifecta in 2014, because it demonstrated the strength of what this program can be when there's synergy and everybody's on board and we're all doing the right things. When we won the national championship in football, basketball, baseball, and even though it's trifecta, gymnastics won the national championship as well, and it just showed the potential and the power of our program. So one final thing on Augie, what he used to always tell me is he was thankful he never had a real job, and I concur with that. Every moment I spent here was a treasure. I love the people, I love the school, I love the experiences, and I feel like I've never had a real job until I retired, and now I have to have one. So in that, thank you. Congratulations to everybody else.
Amy Gail Sweeney, please come to the podium. An outfielder from 2006 through 2009. Amy was the first 2-time All-American in Warhawk softball history. Gail Sweeney garnered first-team All-American honors in 2009 and was selected to the second team in the previous year, 2008. She added first-team academic All-American recognition in 2009. A 3-time All-WIAC conference selection, Gail Sweeney was named the league's Player of the Year in 2007. A 4-year standout for the Warhawks, Amy helped the team to conference titles and NCAA tournament appearances in 2008 and 2009, including a run to the national championship game in 2008. One of the most consistent hitters in the history of the WIAC, Amy boasted a 29-game hitting streak from 2007 to 2008 that broke the program record and ranks 3rd all-time in the league. She broke the WIAC record in career hits with 230, and she still holds the league record for runs in a season, 62, and career runs, 185. Additionally, Amy holds top 10 marks in the UW-Whitewater record book in batting average, 411, home runs, 21, triples, 10, doubles, 45, runs batted in, 138, and at-bats, 560. A native of Beloit, Wisconsin, and a product of Parkview High School. Amy Gail Sweeney graduated in 2009 with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please help me welcome 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Amy Gail Sweeney.
Okay, I think if you were to ask my dad, he might say that I started playing softball immediately at birth, which I guess makes sense because I genuinely don't remember a time in my life that did not involve softball. I absolutely love the sport. I love to play, and I don't mean it lightly when I say that softball has been one of the defining parts of my life. I absolutely love this game. But in reality, I'm a culmination of all the people in my life. I wasn't born playing softball, but little by little, the people around me built me into the person that is standing here in front of you today. So first, my parents, my mom, who would talk about playing sports with the neighborhood boys as a kid, and that taught me that it's okay to be a strong female athlete. My dad, who was a constant example of what it looked like to work hard and to continue to show up. And let's be honest, if you know me, you know how impatient of a hitter I can be. And if you know Dave Gale, well, you know my dad gifted me that impatience, and it has done us well. My little brother, who is also an excellent athlete himself and who rivals my competitive nature, we love to joke that Gale is actually the German word for winning. My cousins, Jen and Stacy, who did it first, who played softball competitively and set the example for me. I still remember being a kid and reading a poem that my cousin wrote about playing softball and loving softball, and it really just gave me goosebumps. They are also UW-Whitewater grads, and a major reason why I chose to come here. And their dad, my Uncle Ken, who set up a pitching machine in his backyard and eventually made its way to my backyard, and he also showed what it's like to positively support girls in sport. In fact, my entire family, from my grandparents to my cousins to my aunts and my uncles, they have consistently been my cheering section. All of my coaches, from my playing days at boy-girls softball to high school ball, including Fritz Yon and Chuck Nolan, who made competitive fast-pitch softball happen in the tiny town of Orfordville, Wisconsin. And Fritz's daughter, Allie, who set the example for me that it's possible to be from a tiny town and go to college and play the sport that you love. She played here at Whitewater. Brenda, who took a chance on me and molded me into the player I became, and Beth, who inspired me and literally figured out how to take me from being a pitcher and turned me into an outfielder. My friends and my sister friend from home, who have been in my life for what feels like forever, some I played with softball with as a kid and in high school, they are people who consistently cheered me on, who still cheer me on in life, and are here tonight to cheer me on. My husband, who despite never seeing me play in college, is still my biggest fan. And gosh, my Whitewater teammates, I love you all so much, and I would absolutely not be standing up here today if I hadn't been playing with you all. I am forever grateful to have been a part of Whitewater softball. I do want to say congratulations to all the other inductees here tonight. I hope you all take a moment to really take this in because this is really awesome. An extra special congratulations to one of my teammates and one of my absolute favorite people in the world, Suzanne Huss. I would not be up here without you either. So Suze currently holds the records for RBIs, and I hold a record for runs scored. So I literally would not be standing here if she didn't hit me in constantly. So thank you, Suze, for making this happen for me. Finally, my 6-year-old daughter is here with me tonight. Tessa. I would be lying if I didn't say I have dreamt about her playing here at Whitewater. But what really I dream for her is that she's able to find something that she is as passionate about as I was about softball, and to be surrounded by the people that I have been surrounded by and who have created a home for me. So thank you for this honor, and thank you, Whitewater.
Will Suzanne Gersick Huss please come up to the podium? Suzanne was an All-American outfielder who helped lead UW-Whitewater softball to a national runner-up finish in 2008. Competing from 2006 to 2009, Huss was a four-time All-Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference selection and a three-time All-Region pick. Her 170 career runs batted in led the league at the time of her induction. Suzanne, known for her power at the plate, broke the UW-Whitewater season record for home runs with 13 in 2008. And she holds the program record for career home runs with 37. One of the best hitters in program history, Suzanne held top five marks in batting average with a .417 average, home runs 37, doubles 37, RBIs 170, hits 227, and at-bats 544. All of this at the end of her career. She has more two-home run games than any Warhawk in program history. She did that 3 times. Her career batting average of .417 is ranked 11th in WIAC history. Suzanne helped lead the Warhawks to WIAC titles and NCAA Division III tournament appearances in 2008 and 2009. A native of Wadsworth, Illinois, she graduated in 2009 with a bachelor's degree in social work. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in welcoming 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Suzanne Gersick Huss.
I didn't really like to run the bases very much, so I just wanted to hit it over there so I wouldn't have to run them. I just want to say that I get 30 minutes. Is that correct? No, three minutes. First and foremost, thank you very much to the Hall of Fame and to the Board of Directors and to the board of everybody who nominates people such as me. I definitely feel like I'm a girl among gods and goddesses. I very much do not feel like I deserve a spot at the table amongst the other inductees, so congratulations to you as well. You know, I really also owe, this will be a long list of thank yous if you can't tell. I owe a big thank you to my sisters who I really wanted to just be like them. So they were the ones who really forced me to get outside and to pick up a mitt, to throw around the ball. Not very well, right, very much at the beginning. I also would like to thank my parents for giving me all of the opportunities. Mom, you've taught me to play with my heart. And Dad, you taught me to play with consistency, and I remember you taking me to the batting cages with the camcorder that you'd have to flip out the side and hold it real steady, right? And then I'd come out of the batting cages and I'd take a look at my swing and do it several other times. There's probably a coin dispensary somewhere around there as well. I'd also like to say that in my graduating class, there were 6 of us, myself and Amy. Ashley Matejchek is here, as is Liz, and Nix and Diana were also in our graduating class, and Angie Kelm, too, with her undying support. Amy had said it earlier that a lot of these statistics do not hold true without my teammates. We were in each other's weddings, and I do believe that we'll be friends for life. I'd also like to thank just the coaches in the program. Steve brought the spirit, Webbs brought the consistency, Beth brought the camaraderie, and Brenda brought the leadership and the knowledge. There's times, too, every year Beth and Brenda and Webbs and Steve, they would have a team event for us to do just to kind of bring the team together. And one particular year, I think it was a scavenger hunt all around Wausau. So we would get in our vehicles and drive from location to location, probably wearing our seatbelts, picking up clues from around the area, then where we would have to race back to the field and compare notes. that story is just a testament to them and to bringing all of us together, which created just great success under Beth and Brenda's coaching staff and leadership. I'd also like to thank my in-laws who are here today, and my brother and my sister-in-law who are watching, my husband and my 4 children. So they definitely get a shout out, as is my brother-in-law. Anthony is here too. Dave, I feel obligated that I should probably thank my husband for everything because I live with him, so make things awkward a little bit if I don't. We have 4 small children, and he watched me play a couple of times, but certainly we're kind of hoping that maybe half of our 4 kids will play a sport, but we'll see, because they might be more in the arts, which is absolutely okay. Thank you very much for everything, and I appreciate this opportunity.
Tiffany Morton, please come to the podium. Tiffany was an All-American center for the UW-Whitewater women's basketball team from 2007 through 2009. A Division I transfer from UW-Milwaukee, Tiffany quickly became one of the best to represent the Warhawks on the hardwood. She was a 2-time All-Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference selection and WIAC All-Defensive Team pick in 2009. A 2-time All-Region honoree and 2-time All-American as a Warhawk. In her first season with the team, Morton led UW-Whitewater to its best season in program history with a 29-4 record, a WIAC tournament title, and a run to the NCAA Division III Final Four. She was named to the NCAA All-Tournament team that season. Tiffany broke the program record for double-doubles with 28, rebounds in a season with 302, free throws made in a season with 129. By the end of her collegiate career, she held top 10 marks in the UW-Whitewater record book in points, 1,215. Points per game, 14. Rebounds, 740. Rebounds per game, 8.5. Blocks, 98. Field goals made, 465. Her field goal percentage of .527 ranks her near the top. Free throws made, 285. She's a native of Beloit, graduating in 2009 with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Tiffany Morton.
Probably should have made more free throws. Carrie said yes. First, I'd like to start off by thanking God, because without him, none of this would be possible. Also, my amazing assistant, Kanisha Henry. She does not realize that she's even in my speech today, who saved me from having to rewrite my speech. I flew in yesterday. I called her last night because my speech was still sitting on my desk. Again, my mindset is on Monday's game, but Again, she sent it. So she is absolutely the real MVP here. Next, my amazing family. Please stand up. Thank you. Thank you for always being my #1 fan and supporting me in everything. It doesn't matter the distance or how far away I am from home, which is usually far and somewhere warm. I know you will always be there. Also, thank you, Carrie, Joe, and AZ, who will forever be family. When I picked up the phone to call Carrie, it only took me about 5 minutes to know that this was my new home and that I would have an opportunity to leave my mark. Whitewater afforded me the best of both worlds, academically, athletically, and my family could attend every game. I can still hear my mom yelling in a silent gym as I'm attempting to shoot free throws. Again, talked about the free throws there. I always would give her a look like it's supposed to be silent when you shoot free throws, and that's when she decided to yell, "Go Tiffany." I love and miss you, Mom. To my teammates, thank you for passing me the ball. Just kidding, but really, thank you for being the best friends, sisters, roommates, etc. Because of our chemistry and our commitment to be great, we set the bar. And I wouldn't be here today without you. It truly shows that when you are surrounded by great people, that anything is possible. We created some of the best memories in life, and I can't wait to share that with my son, Micah. When asked about my decision to transfer to Whitewater, my response will always be the same. I would choose Whitewater every time because Whitewater chose me. I am truly overwhelmed with gratitude to officially be inducted into the Hall of Fame here at UW-Whitewater. What an unbelievable honor to know that my plaque and mark will forever be on the wall. Now I can tell my team, my current team, I really do know what I'm talking about. Congratulations to all the other inductees, and thank you again. I am forever grateful to be a Warhawk. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Beth Praber, please come to the podium. Beth was a 4-year member of the UW-Whitewater Women's Track and Field Program from 2002 through 2005. Beth finished among the top 8 at the WIAC Athletic Conference Championships 7 times throughout her career. She was on the podium 3 times in the weight throw indoors, 3 times in the hammer throw outdoors, capturing her 7th podium spot in the discus outdoors. A 5-time NCAA Division III Championships qualifier, and a 3-time NCAA All-American. At the 2004 Indoor Championships, Beth finished 6th in the weight throw with a toss of 16 meters 11. At the 2005 Indoor Championships, she again finished 8th in the weight throw, throwing 16 meters 14. And at the Outdoor Championships, she placed 4th in the hammer throw, 52.65 meters. The Franksville, Wisconsin native and product of Shoreland Lutheran High School earned a bachelor's degree in biology in 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Beth Praber.
Okay, public speaking's my nightmare, so bear with me. I would like to start by thanking the university and the Hall of Fame board for this great honor. It's an honor I never saw coming, and is truly humbling to be amongst all the inductees, both here today and already in the hall. I have loved the sport of track and field as long as I can remember. It started off as just another sport to play in grade school and turned out to be something God blessed me with a talent in. Ever since that first blue ribbon in grade school, I've been hooked. Going into college, all I really knew was that I wanted to keep throwing, and so being recruited here to throw for longer was the best thing in the world. During my visit here, it felt like home, and every time I come back, it still feels the same. It was both intimidating and exciting to join a team that already had so many great female throwers in the program, but it also made me want to be like them even more, to leave my mark and get my picture on that All-American wall. To all my teammates, especially my fellow throwers, you are what made this sport that is often seen as individual the best part of my experience at Whitewater. Those years were some of the best of my life, and I am so blessed to still call some of you friends to this day. Lawn ornaments, people saying my last name incorrectly, and memories of van rides with emergency bathroom stops will always make me smile because of you. Every year I coach, I hope the kids have as much fun as we did. I would like to thank my high school coach, Dan Schultz, for making the sport so much fun and for giving me the opportunity to stay involved as a coach after I graduated. I also want to thank my throws coach here, Dave Hahn, for not only guiding me to be the best thrower I could be, but also for being a great example of a coach that is a student of the sport and looks to bring so much fun into the sport. I strive to be the same. I still remember running sprints indoors once for what felt like forever. All of us thinking we did something wrong, because throwers don't run a ton, because we were all about to puke. Turns out it was just a normal practice that involved a lot of sprints, and we had done nothing wrong except come to practice that day. I would like to thank my family for always encouraging me and for being my biggest support system and cheerleaders. To my siblings, thank you for being the competitive people you are. You pushed me to be better. I wanted to set the bar high, where you had to reach to get it. It is my job as the oldest, after all. I hope I pushed you to be better, too. To my mom, thank you for all your time driving to practices, support, encouragement, and the food that you would bring to meets. To my dad, thank you for taking us to the camps, for learning something so technical, being coach when ours wasn't around at a meet in high school, and for pushing us to work harder and to be the best, but also to be humble. Also, thank you for all those farm chores that you gave me strength before any weightlifting did. Never thought I'd thank you for those chores, but here we are. My hope after graduation was to be able to stay involved in the sport I love. I have been able to do that for the last 18 years, and I have loved passing on the joy of this sport to others. Most recently, my niece, who is also a thrower, said that track was the most fun sport she did her freshman year, and that just made me so happy. That love of track and field that started in grade school and grew in high school and here at Whitewater, passed on to the next generation, that may be a bigger accomplishment to me than any of the other accolades I have gotten along the way. So finally, to my nieces, Carlene and Lennox, always use those talents that God has given you. Push yourselves to be better, no matter what others may say to try and bring you down, because the limits are endless if you do. And always make sure to have a little fun doing it too. Thank you.
Chase Rindall, please come to the podium. Chase was a linebacker who played in 60 college football games on 4 WIAC conference championship teams. He made 4 Stag Bowl appearances from 2005 to 2008. Chase helped lead the Warhawks to 2 national finalist finishes in his first 2 seasons on the gridiron. Back in the national title game his junior season, he registered the best game of his career to that point, with 16 tackles, including 10 solo, to lead the Warhawks to the NCAA Division III championship. The first in football program history. As a senior, Jace powered the defense on the way to earning all WIAC honors, all region, and all American honors from 3 different associations. He was named the Division III Defensive Player of the Year by D3Football.com. Jace holds top 10 marks in the program record book in interception yards, 218, career tackles, 248, solo tackles, 133. In 2011, Jace was named to the WIAC's all-time football team. The Cambridge native earned a bachelor's degree in physical education, health and human performance, and recreation in 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Jace Rindahl. Congratulations, bud.
What an honor, a lot of gratitude. Very fortunate to be here tonight. I want to thank Gary Harms and the Hall of Fame committee for putting this together and making it first class. I want to thank the other inductees. What an awesome, what an all-star group. Again, feel honored to be a part of that. I've had a lot on my table today, a lot on the plate. It's probably been the hardest month of my life, to be honest with you, and I say that very fortunate because I'm speaking about my job and what goes into it, but this is my 7th speech of the day, so sorry, Chancellor King and Ryan Callahan, I haven't prepared for this, so we're going to let it rip because I had to speak to 55 recruits this morning, then I spoke to our staff, then I spoke to our players, then I spoke to our players at halftime, then I spoke to our players at the end of the game, and now we're here. But I think it all starts from the home. My mom grew up on a farm, is a nurse. My dad's a construction worker who builds, and that's me. I'm a person that serves and builds and loves sports. 2 older sisters that were involved, soccer, volleyball, basketball, and for whatever reason, I just was sucked into the competitiveness of competition and being a part of sports. Loved it in high school. Fortunate enough to come to Whitewater. Chris Simpson, who's an alum, wouldn't be here without him. Bob Breswitz, I remember our first day on campus when you were walking me around on campus for my tour. Guy that played in front of 200 people, is playing on ESPN for 4 years in a row in 60 games. Yeah, I had a little to do with that, but not a lot. It's really because of the people around me and the program that Warhawk football is all about. Coming out of Whitewater, just an unbelievable experience. A guy, a young punk, hated school, loved football, found a way to come out of this place with 2 degrees. Why? Good people. We finished our game today. I almost messed it up. Yes, we should have kept the points on the board, but came out on top. Before I left the stadium, I made sure I texted 3 people: Lance Leipold, Chris Simpson, Brian Borland. They helped me become a man, and that's why I stand here in front of you today, because of the people I was surrounded with. Now I'm an adult, married, family. Caroline, Amy Elizabeth Anderson Rindle. That's a shout out to her mom, but love my life, so supportive, beautiful family, and I feel so grateful to be here with you all tonight. Go Hawks, thank you.
Gotta say, it was kind of fun watching Jace push a stroller around our neighborhood. He's a great dad. Jeff Shabler, please come up to the podium. Jeff was a kicker for 2 NCAA Division III championship teams during his time as a Warhawk from 2006 to 2009. Jeff is the best kicker to have competed in Division III to date statistically. A 4-time All-American, Shabler holds the NCAA Division III records for most points scored by kicking, 470. Most field goals made, 75. The highest percentage of field goals made in a career, 78.9. He was 75 out of 95. Along with All-American honors, Jeff was also a 4-time All-Region selection and 4-time first-team All-WIAC pick. He helped the Warhawks to 4 WIAC championships and went on to win national titles in 2007 and 2009. In 2007, as a sophomore, Shabler was the national kicking champion after converting on 21 of 27 field goal attempts, a rate of 77.8%. That's 1.75 field goals per game. In 2009, Jeff received the Freddie Mitchell Award as the top place kicker in FCS Division II, Division III, NAIA, and NJCAA competition. Over the course of his career, Shabler virtually rewrote the program and WIAC record books. He still holds the league record for extra points, 245. Field goals made, 75. He holds top 10 marks in the program record book in every kicking category. He was named to the WIAC all-time team in 2011, a candidate for the National Football Foundation College Football Hall of Fame in 2023 and 24. A native of Davenport, Iowa, Jeff graduated in 2010 with a degree in finance. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Jeff Shabler.
Jace, you know it, always take the points. What an amazing privilege it is to be selected to the UW-Whitewater Athletics Hall of Fame. Being able to be a part of this group here tonight, along with the history of outstanding individuals, is such an honor. I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee for their hard work and dedication to recognize the great athletes that have come through this fantastic university. Both football and family are a team sport, and it matters who you have in your corner. First and foremost, I want to thank my family. To my wife, Stacy, which I definitely outkicked my coverage, you are the rock and foundation of our family. 2 of my boys, Elliot and Noah, are here tonight, hopefully laying and sleeping. You bring light and joy into my world every day. To my dad, Joe, and my mom, Nancy, who is no longer with us, who would have enjoyed this day more than most. Thank you for making it every single game Saturdays in the fall. No matter where I was, I knew you were there. My brother, Eric, thank you for always being tough on me growing up. Surely helped the strength and mental toughness needed. To my teammates and coaches, you've been like a second family to me. A kid from Iowa that Coach Brez took a chance on as an 18-year-old freshman. and to my roommates and to their families welcoming me as one of their own. Kickers often get the limelight, good or bad, on each kick, but truly, we were only 1/3 of the process, snap to hold to kick. I would not have been here without those teammates and all the collaboration it took day after day to execute the pursuit of perfection. I could not tell you how many countless hours a group of us three spent together. As I look back on the first day I stepped on campus, I am truly joyful and blessed about the thoughts I made, the decision I made to UW-Whitewater. It even started my banking career. To be a part of the program that went to 4 national championships, winning 2, going 56-4, and having the opportunity to kick beyond college, I could not have dreamed it ever to come true. All the accolades, awards, and recognition is great, but I never could have done it by myself. This is truly this is not an individual honor, but a team award in more ways than you can imagine. Thank you all for this amazing honor. I'm proud to be a part of this outstanding group and individuals, and I can say I graduated from such a remarkable university. I will never take it for granted. I'll carry this moment with me forever. Thank you. Go Hawks.
Cassie Utek Schrader, please come up to the podium. Cassie was an outside hitter for the Warhawks NCAA Division III championship team in 2005. Competing from 2003 to 2005, Cassie was part of 2 Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference championships, 3 NCAA Division III tournament appearances. She was a 2-time All-WIAC selection, a 2-time All-Region pick. During her junior campaign in 2004, Cassie helped lead the team to a WIAC title en route to earning 3rd-team All-American honors from the American Volleyball Coaches Association. She was named the AVCA National Player of the Week and WIAC Player of the Week in October of 2004. The Warhawks repeated as the league champions her senior season before going on to claim an NCAA regional title and the 2005 national championship. She was named to the NCAA Division III championship all-tournament team. A prolific server, Schrader holds 2 top 10 marks for aces in a single match, both set in 2004. She holds multiple top 20 marks in the program's season records in attacks and kills. She ranks among the top 20 in program history in kills with 916, attempts 2,512, and service aces, 124. A native of Watertown, she earned a bachelor's degree in social work in 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Cassie Utek Schrader.
Thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee, Gary Harms, and congratulations to the rest of the Hall of Fame class of 2024 inductees. I was told today would be a most memorable day, but I had not prepared myself as to just how amazing it would be. When my kids found out that they would get to ride in a parade and go to a football game, they asked, number 1, is it going to be televised? And number 2, are we going to be famous? Good thing they didn't stay for the banquet, or they may have asked to make a speech as well. I'm not sure that I believed Gary when he called me back in May to inform me of this honor. My journey to becoming a Warhawk began long ago in what feels like a galaxy far, far away. I remember my first volleyball camp at Whitewater with Kay Russ. I was 13. I remember studying that wall of All-Americans and just being in awe. Mind you, I didn't even know what an outside hitter was at that time, and certainly had no idea of the seed that was planted. Fast forward a couple years and several Whitewater camps later, and I'm in college. I made a slight detour to Oshkosh for those first 2 seasons. While there, though, some successes and growth I did learn during that time. It always seemed like there was something that was missing. After the 2002 championship, I pursued Whitewater for a transfer. And I vividly remember my campus visit with Coach Russell. She stated, "I promise you will practice with the best team in the nation. I promise you will be coached by the best coaches in the nation. What I don't promise is that you'll ever see the court again." Challenge accepted, Coach Russell. I remember reflecting on that with my parents later that day, and that transferring meant that I had to redshirt my junior year. It also meant popping maybe some of those personal goals, some of those dream bubbles that included team captain, All-American, maybe Hall of Fame. Being a redshirt meant your practice was your game, having workouts when the team traveled, but most of all, helping make your teammates better. What I discovered during that season was what I had been missing: heart. Coach Russell didn't just coach volleyball. She coached us into strong, independent women. She taught us how to play with heart, and most of all, she wanted to see our successes off the court, even more than on. Coach, words can't express my gratitude to you. What an honor to have been on your last team here at UW-Whitewater. All I can say is thank you. Thank you to my parents, John and Barb. I'm not sure that there's enough time to put into words how thankful I am for you. Thank you for sending me to volleyball camp. Thank you for letting me dream and believe in that dream before I even knew it could become real. You were at every match. You brought me chili every weekend. You provided me with opportunity for learning and growth through both athletics and academics. You supported me through changing majors, changing schools, and adulthood. You've been my sounding board through life and continue to be my village, and I love you very much. To my 2 big brothers, Mike and Joe, who are here tonight, and my sister-in-law, Lena, you 2 have been my biggest super fans for as long as I can remember. You always made sure to inflate my ego just enough, but keep me grounded. Thank you for always being tough on me, like when you dressed me up in the catcher's gear and pitched balls at me against the garage. I'm very lucky to have had you watching over me and helping me grow into the person I am today. To my husband, Josh, we may not have met until several years after college, but you have been nothing but supportive of my passion to this sport and collegiate sports in general. We have discussed on many occasions how sports can have such a positive impact on preparing you for life, including time management, responsibility, and leadership skills. You are an amazing dad to our 4 beautiful children. Thank you for coaching our kids' sports and always willing to throw one more ball or kick one more goal with them. Thank you for walking through life with me. To my kids who aren't here, but Sam, Charlotte, Eleanor, and Eddie, most days I'm just mom. Most days it's hard for you to comprehend that I ever did anything before being your mom. Like play volleyball. I love watching you grow into your own unique you. And Charlotte and Eleanor, thanks for trying volleyball this fall at the Y and letting me coach you. You have no idea how much joy that brought me. Thank you to Coach Boudreau, Coach V, Hugh, Steph, and all the other various coaches throughout my career. And last but certainly not least, thank you to my teammates. Some of you are here tonight, Becca, Kelly, Al. You welcomed me into a family, not just a team. You created a space for me to grow and learn from you. You helped me to find the heart of the game that was missing. I would not be here without you by my side. If we all remember, we were not expected to win a 2005 national championship. We weren't considered the best team. But what we were was the best team who knew how to play together. Lift each other up, trust one another. You will forever be my teammates and my friends. Remember that wall of All-Americans I talked about? The funny thing is, I still study that wall every time I walk into that gym. I stare at those amazing women, their accomplishments, my teammates, my friends. Thank you. Go Warhawks.
Ricky Spicer, please come to the podium. Ricky was a guard on the men's basketball team from 1987 to 1990. The Milwaukee native helped lead the team to the 1989 Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference title and NCAA Division III National Championship. The second in program history. During his 3-year career, the Warhawks boasted a record of 68-17, an 800 win percentage, including a 29-2 mark during that magical 1989 season. A 2-time All-WIAC pick, Spicer was named the league's Player of the Year in 1990. He was a 2-time All-Region selection. He earned All-American honors in 1990 from the National Association of Basketball Coaches and Basketball Times. Spicer was the first player in program history to earn first-team All-American honors from 2 associations in 1 season. He was selected as the Basketball Gazette National Division III Player of the Week during his career. A true point guard, Ricky still holds the program record in assists, 531, steals, 258, as well as free throws made in a game, 18. By the end of his career, Ricky held top 10 marks in the program record book in steals per game with over 3, total points, 1,259, points per game, 14.8, and field goal percentage, 531, along with a free throw percentage of 810. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Ricky Spicer.
Man, I didn't know I was that good. I give honor to God, but first and foremost, I want to thank Matt Young and Gary Harms. I mean, when I got the call from Matt, I said, what is Matt calling me early in the morning for? He said, Ricky, how you doing? I said, I'm doing all right. He said, you still live in Phoenix? I said, yes, I do. He said, well, I need your address. And what high school did you go to? I said, North Division. He said, well, you'll be getting a call from Gary. Next day, Gary called me. I said, oh, something's going on. So Gary told me, I was inducted to the Hall of Fame, and I'd like to thank them guys. with doing this. I'd like to acknowledge a couple guys. I'm real sensitive now. That's why Pat and Cyphers did all the interviews. So I'd like to acknowledge, because I really don't get the information until later. I'd like to acknowledge Derek Gray, Stacy Bland, Anthony Brazo, Pete Friedrichs, and Mr. Ketchup, Coach Miller. You know, I wish I could have came to the funeral, but it's a long ways, but I'd like to acknowledge them. Rest in peace. I'd like to thank my lovely family. Can you stand, please? My lovely wife, Letitia, my son, Ricky Jr., my two sisters from Minnesota, my grandkids, Travis and Elia. What a family. I mean, they've been with me to thick and thin, especially my wife. I don't know how she put up with me. She went to Oshkosh, I went to Whitewater. So, you know how that went. So I'd like to thank, my best friend, Tree. He came all the way from Washington, D.C. I'd like to thank the Cyphers, my teammates. Man, what a hell of a teammates. You know, a team don't supposed to get along off the court. We got along on the court and off the court. That was amazing to me. Excuse me. When I came here in '87, I called one of my friends. His name is Derek Johnson. He was at the football game earlier. And I told him, I said, I just got cut from a junior college in Rochester, Minnesota. I need another opportunity. So he called his former coach, Coach Vandermiller. Gave me another opportunity. But I didn't know when I went to the first practice, I was going to be on the red team. If you know about the red team, they don't play at all in practice, nowhere. They just go to class. And I needed like 48 credits to be eligible. I was going to school on Sundays, Monday morning. Oh, my God. But I'd like to thank Derek Johnson for that. I ain't gonna be up here long. I'm very sensitive with this, but I'd like to recognize my coaches. Coach Weave, I don't know if he's here. Coach Vandermiller. What an amazing man, husband, coach. When I had to try out with the Bucks, he was at every practice. My father passed away. He was there. My brother passed away. He was there. He was there for me every step of the way and gave me another opportunity to be up here. And I'd like to thank him for that. Teammates, Pat Miller, Cyphers, Tree, Claude Robinson, Richter, them guys, man, I seen how them guys worked every day. If you'd have seen our practices, oh my God. Them guys worked every day. But somebody had to sacrifice. I knew it wasn't going to be Tree because he just hit a half-court shot, so he thought he was Michael Jordan or somebody. But Cyphers and them and Pat, they was leaders, man. They was seniors, and I know how hard they worked on the court and off the court, and they wanted to win. They wanted to win. And that Claude Robinson, oh my God. But them three, they wanted it so bad, man. I used to go to practice and be like, these guys want it. They really want it. They really want a championship. And I'd like to thank them, my teammates for that, man. They work really hard in the classroom. I'm gonna tell you 2 stories about Coach. We was playing Platteville, and you know how hard it is to win in Platteville. So I think we got home about 1 o'clock in the morning. I won the game. I had 32, 6 and 6. But we got home like 1 in the morning, and Derek Johnson always told me, whatever you do, don't lie to Coach Weaver or don't lie to Coach. I said, all right. So I came to practice the next day. I didn't go to no classes. And all my classes was in the Williams Center, so I had to go. So I didn't go. Coach come up to me. You know how Coach is. Ricky, come here. I said, what's up, Coach? He said, how's your body? How's your body feeling? Because you played 38 minutes. I said, I feel pretty good. He walked away, came back. He said, how was your classes? I said, I thought about what Derek said, but I said, Coach probably didn't get up till about 2 in the afternoon because we had a long ride. I said, it was all right, Coach. He walked away again, came back. He said, they was all right that you didn't go. I got punished for that. Then another one was me and Claude about to fight in practice. Claude going at me, I'm going at him. Coach blew the whistle. Ricky, come here. He said, how many rebounds is Tree going to get? I said, Tree going to get about 10. I said, what about Rick Jones? About 10. I said, how many are you going to get? I said, 5. He said, you see my point? Get them the ball. Thank you. Thank you. God bless.
Bob Stone, please come up to the podium. I ask your indulgence for just one moment, please. Before this great run of basketball that UW-Whitewater has enjoyed for a lot of years, well, there were a lot of years where it wasn't like that. And then this guy showed up. Yeah. And the Grimes twins came. And Huguenotzik and Tom Vandy Bogart and many others showed up on this campus, and Eli Krogan was the coach. And things changed. Things changed in a way that we hadn't seen around here in a long time. And believe me, there were some pretty empty years of basketball here. And then Bob Stone showed up. A native of Flint, Michigan. He was a member of the men's basketball team from 1971 to 1974. During his tenure, the Warhawks compiled an overall record of 60-15, including a 41-7 mark in the WIAC conference, which was actually called the WSUC back in those days. A three-time all-conference selection, Bob led the Warhawks to WIAC titles in 1973 and 1974. He was the team's most valuable player and helped them advance to the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics District 14 title all 3 seasons. Stone was named NAIA District 14 first team in 1972 and 1973. Each season, he ranked among the top 12 in scoring and top 5 in rebounding in the conference. By the end of his career, Bob ranked among the top 3 in UW-Whitewater record books in rebounding with 746, points per game, averaging 15, rebounds per game, 9.7, field goals made, 417, field goal percentage of 498, free throws made, 216, and total points, 1,158. And let me tell you one more thing. Nobody played that game, this game that we love, with more passion and joy. And I have to tell you, I've never seen anybody laugh and enjoy themselves on the court as much as this man. Ladies and gentlemen, and we worked together for DLK, but that's another story. Please join me in welcoming one of our all-time greats, 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Bobby Stone.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank God who gives all talent. And since I get 3 minutes, I would like to ask you just to nod your head for 2 fallen soldiers that we played with, Ted Rogers and Gary Grimes. Thank you. Also, I'd like to thank, they're not here, but I would like to give recognition to people that made my life here a lot better. DLK, David Catchell, I call him Uncle Dave, and his wife, Lolita. I always called her the First Lady of Whitewater. Tremendous people, love them to death. I would like to give honor to Herb Matson, who served here as head of admissions. Great guy. Jerry Burrows, the head of financial aid. And last but not least, one of the most beautiful people that ever walked the streets of Whitewater, that was JB3, that's James Byron Miller III. He was just a beautiful person in the black community. People knew him on the sports end, but they also knew him, the students knew him, you know. That's Mills, that's Mills. And he was just a great guy. Always thought he should have been athletic director because he was so much to so many people. All right. Now, sitting up here listening to all these people, I'd like to congratulate the other inductees, but I would really, if I could go back, I would really like to try that Division III. It seemed like there would be a lot of fun, you know, so. But as you know, basketball is a team sport, and for me to be up here, it's not on my own. Tommy Vandy Bogart, he was teasing me today, saying I never passed the ball. And my retort was, I was closest to the basket. At 6'6", now I'm older, so I think I'm about 6'5" now, I was the center. We had two 6'3" twin forwards, and we had two local Whitewater kids, Tommy Vandy Bogart and Huey Ganassi. To put that in perspective, we played Eau Claire. They had a center, 7'2", two 6'9" forwards, a 6'4" guard, and a 6'3" guard. But in some kind of way, at the end of our 3 years, that team we had were considered the bullies in the league. I can't figure it out. But this is a long time coming. Almost didn't come because it's easier to play than sit up here and get all this recognition, to me. Formally, out in the streets, it may be a little different. But I'm from Flint. Basketball came into my life. I'm from a family of 6 brothers. We grew up on the rough side of the mountain. My grandfather had the biggest church in Flint, and he decided that he had to move us out of our neighborhood so we could prosper. So we moved downtown. First black family downtown. The guy right behind us, his name was Mr. Pence, never forget him. His wife loved birds, so she had all these fruit trees and berry bushes and all this over to feed her birds. And at night, we would raid them. Kids, we'd jump over the fence, eat all the lead cores there and stuff, And so he decided one day he was going to come build us a basketball hoop. And he built a basketball hoop for us in 812 East 2nd Street. That was my address then. That was the unofficial mecca of Flint, Michigan. All right. And I also would like to say, out of all this stuff today, as it went on, the most heart-filling thing to me was all these people that showed up on my behalf, that spent their resources and their time to come share this with me. And it will always leave an impression on my heart. I didn't really think I was that important, but you guys, you did me a good one. I would like to thank my son, Willie. He was the first person that taught me to love someone other than myself. And I'll never forget that. And if you're a parent, maybe I don't know, maybe some of y'all felt that. But Larry Grimes. I'd like to thank my daughter, India. She's always teased me, said I raised her like a boy. But she's a pretty young lady, and she's about 6'2", and me going to Whitewater, with my experiences, I felt that she needed to be tough to protect herself because I knew the guys were coming. And I'd like to thank my best friend in the whole wide world, Rodney Washington, the second person I ever met in Whitewater in 1971, and we've been like brothers ever since. As a matter of fact, we still go out to lunch about every 2 weeks. And since it's my 3 minutes, could I ask everyone who came to see me today from out of state, would you please stand? Because to me, that's something special. We got Tommy Vandy Bogart from Boulder, Colorado. Michael Gutter from Louisville, Kentucky. We have my niece, DeWanda from Flint, Michigan. Roland Moss back there from San Antonio, Texas. And am I missing anybody? And if I am, it's with my head and not my heart. And I would like to just especially thank you guys because you really made me feel special today. And I really appreciate it. Now, and to not discriminate, will everyone else who came to see me today, would you please stand? And I would like to make one more recognition before I leave, because my childhood friend from the 4th grade, he drove all the way from Flint for this one. And would you stand, Charlie Goldsberry and his pretty wife, Linda. I said I was going to try to keep this clean, and I hope I do. But letting me in, I'm letting the committee know today that I will not rest. I will get your numbers. I will call you. I will send you cards until Larry, Gary, Grimes, as one is in the hall, and Elmer Polk, because we could have not done anything without them. So don't get mad. I'm coming. Thank you very much.
Bob Wickman, please come up to the podium. A native of Oconto Falls, Wisconsin, Bob was a member of the baseball team from 1988 to 1990. A pitcher, he helped lead the Warhawks to the 1989 NCAA Division III World Series and a regional berth in 1990. He earned all region honors from the American Baseball Coaches Association and was selected to the NCAA Division III Midwest Region All-Tournament team in 1990. That same season, he was named first team All-Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference as both a pitcher and a designated hitter, the first player in program history to earn all-league recognition at multiple positions in the same season. Bob was drafted in the second round of the Major League Baseball draft by the Chicago White Sox in 1990. He went on to have the longest professional sports career of any former Warhawk. His MLB career spanned 15 years with 5 organizations, including the New York Yankees, the Milwaukee Brewers, the Cleveland Indians, now the Guardians, the Atlanta Braves, and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Bob made 2 All-Star teams during his professional career, including with the Brewers in 2000 and with the Guardians in 2005. Warhawk Baseball retired his number 20 jersey as part of Bob Wickman Day in 2003. He is the only player in program history to have received this honor. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming 2024 Warhawk Hall of Fame inductee, Bob Wickman.
Well, I think at the beginning here, we can all thank Gary. I did make it. I'm thanking Gary Harms and the committee for selecting me to this, and all the other Hall of Fame inductees. Congratulations. What a wonderful day for myself and hopefully for everyone else. I'd really like to make some thanks. I see some ball players in the back. Was Greg Reinhardt, Brady Endel, great friend of mine, and thank you for all the help also, Greg Featherston. Appreciate everything. I think you know what you've done for me. I'd like to also now introduce pretty much the closest wonderful people that I could imagine. Start off with my son, Ethan Wickman, who now is playing baseball here at Whitewater like I did. I'm glad he selected to come here. Last year he had the wonderful opportunity to play in the World Series last year with the team finishing second. It was pretty awesome to watch, buddy. Also, the next son of mine is Ryan Wickman and his girlfriend, Courtney. Ryan had the opportunity to go to a bunch of schools, have fun, and play baseball also. Finished up school last year at Minnesota State Mankato. Both boys, I did have the opportunity to coach. It was wonderful, but the last day Ethan played baseball in high school was probably the biggest relief off my shoulders that I didn't have to coach anymore. So I enjoyed the last 2 years so far, watching Ryan his last 2 years, and now beginning Ethan with 3 years left to just sit up top and enjoy a little chew every once in a while and kind of just relax and sit back. Also now my daughter, I'd like Kaylee. She is a wonderful person with her husband, Jake. Kaylee had the opportunity to participate in track at lacrosse. Her husband, Jake, is a lawyer, so if anyone needs a good lawyer, look him up in Madison. But no, just wonderful kids, and I would have to, in front of everyone here, make an apology of maybe being a little too rough on you when you were younger, but hopefully one day you guys can forgive me for that. Also, I'd like to thank the late Jim Miller for having the opportunity to come here. Also, what that man has done for not just Whitewater athletics, but as everyone has said, for different things around town and all what he has done. But I think a person who does need a lot of recognition is his wife, Carol. Carol has done so much also for the program, behind the scenes. First of all, with myself, 3 weeks before school was supposed to start, I finally committed to come to Whitewater, and somehow I got my classes, somehow I got a place to stay, and I know if it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd have been figured out where I was going to stay or where I was going to go. Also, Bob Brezowitz, I believe he was a coach also on a couple of the baseball teams there. I'll start wrapping this up with a special thanks to my brother, Bill, who is an All-American, Hall of Famer also, his wife, Betsy, and his daughter, Grace, who also plays on the girls' softball team. So we've had the opportunity to send our kids here and take after what we had the opportunity to do, to play a game that I loved the most was baseball. Just to have the opportunity to do it, and what I did in the major leagues, basically can forget about all of that to have the family I do have. Special thanks to Bill. I think not many people know the story, but never wanted to play against them. So I believe Whitewater should thank Bill for coming to school here first, and that was my decision to come here. Didn't want to play against them, was probably going to head to Oshkosh, but I think there'd have been a little too many arguments and too many fights during the summer when we came home together. So thank you guys very much. Sure appreciate it.
What an amazing class. How about one more round of applause for these amazing athletes? And now, once again, it's my honor to invite Chancellor King back to the podium. He will accept the plaques on behalf of the university. Chancellor King.
Thank you. On behalf of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, I congratulate all of our inductees tonight and thank you for your significant contribution and successes of our athletic program. The Hall of Fame plaques are officially accepted and will be now permanently displayed in the Athletic Hall of Fame on the walls of the Williams Center. Thank you very much for your dedication and commitment. Go Warhawks.
And now I'd like to welcome Gary Harms, the chair of the Hall of Fame Board of Directors, who will read the Hall of Fame roll call. Gary.
At this time, I would like the Athletic Hall of Fame Board of Directors to please stand so you can be recognized for a second. Everybody who's on our Hall of Fame board, please stand. Thank you. The work that we do as a committee would not be able to happen with all the hard work and dedication that these people do throughout the year. So we have a large 17-member board, and it's a great board. And the results, as you see tonight, it's just a great Hall of Fame board to be with, and we're very pleased with obviously the great inductees that were inducted tonight. Now let's please have a moment of silence for the deceased members of the Hall of Fame, which included 4 individuals from this past year. Pat Cruz, J.P. Fisher, Ray Jacobsen, and Carl Tigum. Thank you. I will now read the Hall of Fame roll call, which includes the individual and team members of the Hall of Fame, followed by the Distinguished Service Award members that are present here tonight. Please stand and remain standing when your name is called. Please hold your applause till the end until all the names have been announced. At the completion of the roll call, if your name was not called, please let us know so you may be recognized. Bob Brezowitz. Ryan Callahan. Mark Dennis. Brady Endel. Wade Fletcher. Amy Gail Sweeney. Hugh Ganatzik. Mike Gorecki. Andra Kramer. Michael Gutter. Suzanne Gersick Huss. Pete Hartsheim. Rebecca Nelson Johnson. Lori Copine. Jody Landish. Bob Lanza. Pat Miller. Donald Moe. Tiffany Morton. Rich Murphy. Nancy Nelson. Beth Praber. Greg Reinhardt. Jace Rindall. Chris Russell. Jeff Shebler. Cassie Utek Schrader. Jeff Seifritz. Ricky Spicer, Michael Stanek, Bob Stone, Jim Stoppenbach, Fred Townsend, Tom Vandebogart, Dave Augie Vandermeulen, Brenda Volk, Denise Cobb Waller, Bill Wickman, Bob Wickman, Matt Young, Gary Zizzo, member of the 1985 women's golf team, Mary Ross, and our Distinguished Service Award recipients that are here tonight, Richard Haven, John Raby, Richard Telfer. Did we miss anyone? All right, let's have a big round of applause for all of our Hall of Famers. That was an incredible group of former Warhawk athletes and coaches and Distinguished Service Award winners, and we're really happy that so many came back tonight, so thank you all for being here. At this time, I want to give special thanks to the following people who made the banquet possible tonight. Let's have a big round of applause for Mark Moss, our great master of ceremonies. Mark adds so much to the evening that we just can't thank him enough for all he does as the MC. Dr. Corey King, our chancellor. Ryan Callahan, athletic director. Joe Corallo, he does the PowerPoint presentation from up top, so thank you, Joe. Tappan Shaw, our photographer. Thanks, Taps, for being here. Jim Mead, Joe Mabey, and UW-Whitewater-TV. This is being televised tonight. All the inductees, about 6 weeks from now, a month to 6 weeks from now, we'll get a link to the video for the entire evening, so it'll all be videotaped, as well as the pictures from TAP. So thanks to both of you for being here tonight. Hannah Scorsone and Marianne Wolk from Continuing Education, they did the registration process, and it is pretty flawless, so we thank both of them. Autumn Oakey of UW-Whitewater Archives, the great historical photos and the articles. They were at the pavilion today, and they're out in the hallway tonight, and they went way back from when Bob was here in 1971 to 74, all the way up to the current inductees. So thanks for being here. That was a great display they put on. Angela Kelm is our sports information director. Angela puts together the press releases, the website, the Hall of Fame program that's in front of you, so thank you, Angela. And then last but not least, again, the Hall of Fame Board of Directors. Thank you again for all that you do. These words come from our great friend Jim Miller, who was mentioned often tonight. Jim used to be the former president of the Hall of Fame Board for many years, and I take this right from Jim every year because I think he said it so well, and it's kind of nice to remember all that Mills did for everybody here in this community on the campus. But Mills said it so great. His words were, "It's the goal of the UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame to make each of you feel that you are the most important person on campus today. From the time you arrived at the parade this morning until right now, we wanted each and every one of you inductees to feel that you were number one. We want your kids, your parents, your friends, your family to question, were you really that good? The answer is always a resounding yes, they were that good. This class was incredible. When you leave tonight, I hope you can feel in your heart that we achieve the goal and our motto, UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame, a tradition of excellence." As we conclude the banquet tonight, I just ask every one of you right now, if you could just take your name tags off, leave them on the table. We'll pick those up later. Unless you really want to have them with you, you can, but otherwise we'll pick those up from you. Just leave them right on the table. You can take them off. If I could have all the inductees, when you get done tonight, come in front of the banner with your plaques so TAPS can take one final picture of the class of 2024 in front of this banner. So all the inductees, please get up here as fast as you can after the banquet, and then you can be with your family and friends. We'd like to thank everyone for your attendance tonight. Congratulations again to this great class of 2024. Thank you all for attending, from those who came near and far. On behalf of the Hall of Fame Board of Directors, we really thank you for being here. Everybody have a good night and safe travels home. Thank you.